Yo, Paul, catch this fade. The world is obsessed with Dune 2. Memes about popcorn buckets.
Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis.
For me, the highlight was easily Feyd Rautha, one of the villains of the film. If you're new around here, I take villains from movies, TV shows, and games. I analyze them, I talk about what I like, what I don't like, and I give them a score 1 out of 10. How good of a villain is Feyd Rautha? That's the question on everyone's mind. You need me to tell you. Don't worry, I'm gonna do it. This is Villain Review, time to find out. Stay until the end too to see who I'm reviewing next. It's a good villain. Maybe, we'll see. A villain is nothing without their motive. And on the surface, Feyd's is kind of just basic, kind of simple. He wants to help his uncle take over Arrakis and crush their enemies. Of course, this is the motive of every Harkonnen, but what makes Feyd stand out among his family is his personality. Because Uncle Harkonnen, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, his personality is bathtub. But aside from that, he kind of just floats around, never really raising his voice. Or putting clothes on, for that matter. And then his brother Lip Gloss Harkonnen, his personality is just stressed out and screaming all the time. But like, I get it, Paul's piecing them up like a Lego set, and like a big Lego set too, like the Millennium Falcon. Which, did you know, was inspired, which inspired Dune. Did you know Star Wars inspired Dune? Did you know that, huh? Feyd is sort of a combo of the best parts of both of their characters. He's quiet and menacing like the Baron, but can also be loud and sporadic like his brother Glossary. While I can't say his motive's anything like really special, kind of just more like power grab, let me stab, you know? The movie never claims Feyd as like the big boss of Dune. Really, it's like this three-headed dragon that represents Paul's biggest enemy. Although sometimes, get this, a motive can be boring, but if it's done right, it can still be good. Paul, for example, he also kind of just wants power. On paper, not that interesting. But hijacking a holy war, oh, now I'm interested. So does Feyd make this semi-standard motive interesting? Kinda. He is the most entertaining of the three because he's almost like the hand of the Harkonnens. The Baron points him in a direction, and then Feyd just destroys everything in his path. So it doesn't make his motive better, but it makes his screen time a lot better. Because he's always doing something, and that something that he's always doing, a good portion of the time, is crazy as hell. And even then, I'd say that this motive is done a lot worse a lot more often. This one's just solid.
You humiliated our family. You humiliated me.
Of course, he's played by the classic character Zippy Brewster from Ned's Declassified. I know, big deal, my favorite character. And me personally, I think the performance does a really good job of bringing this whole thing together. Right from the start, he's like slicing people for no reason. Mr. Feyd, here's your coffee, sir. The guy's got more slices than a big pizza pie. Mamma mia, that's good stuff. It is a great tool to show us how vicious and unpredictable he is, but also kind of his worldview. This is a man with almost no regard for emotion or the value of others' lives. The guy lusts for blood, combat, power, and honor. Going back to Austin like a Post Malone album, I really do think this is one of his best performances. The character requires some big acting for sure, but equally some quiet ones. Moments we have to show, not tell what he's thinking. And there was never really a point I didn't think he did that. I don't know if you picked up on this, but little Pesky Paul is a messiah figure, but maybe he's bad. I don't know if you got that. I have a YouTube channel, I talk about movies. I know more than you. I'm better than you. I'm just kidding. I can't go that far. He's the young future of House Atreides and must rise to the occasion in order to secure the future of his people. But wait a second. Feyd Rautha is the young future of his house and must rise to the occasion to secure the future of his people. House Harkonnen. The inclusion of Feyd in the story is another great example to hammer home Dune's idea of perspective, almost hijacking the audience trust in Paul and the story that's unfolding before them. Paul's rise to power is either really good or really bad, depending on how you look at it. Stilgar, Chani, me, Jay Films, and the audience eating popcorn, drinking a big slushie, even though I'm mad because I wanted Mountain Dew slushie, and the lady at Regal said, oh, we don't have it anymore, but I just had it like a month ago. She was literally like, we haven't had it in years. And I was, lady, I literally had it a month ago. I was getting all mad. She's lying. Fire her. Don't fire her. Don't fire her. But I was mad. Each one having a different but important perspective. I also think you can look at Feyd from this standpoint. Sure, he does bad stuff, but I mean, like, so does Paul. Paul does bad stuff too. Nobody is perfect in this holy war. And there's very much a version of the story where Paul is the bad guy and Feyd is this martyr for House Harkonnen. This is a perpendicular line. Me, however, I like a good parallel.
She won't talk. Tell her that's fine. I already know everything I need to know.
Going back, Feyd actually has a good amount of screen time in this thing. It takes him a while to show up, but once he does, he's consistently in this movie until the end. His first scene is epic. Like I said, slice, slice, slice. Holy cannoli, this guy's crazy. And then we get this gladiator arena fight where it turns out all his opponents are all drugged up. It's like giving your little brother the controller with stick drift when you know you need a little ego boost. And we all need it from time to time. Sucks to suck, kid. Get older, I guess. We learn a lot about Feyd in this scene. On top of it just being super interesting both narrative-wise and visually. It is so apparent that the dude loves to kill, but I think he lives more for the hunt almost. Getting all heated when the big moon head people try to lend him a hand in the fight. Dude is an absolute psycho. Yes, he folds like origami when that one Bene Gesserit flashes a little shoulder at him, but we're immediately reassured of how crazy this guy is when she's like, yeah, you know that box that we used to torture people? It's like the worst pain ever. Bro loved it. Dude was like, I think he got a little turned off, you know. I also like the scene of him just whooping his brother real quick. Again, showing how much Feyd values honor as a character, or at least some twisted version of honor. When his uncle dies, yo, Feyd, why you looking at him like that? Like, dude, you're a weirdo. The real showstopper, though, comes at the end in this big final duel between him and Paul. Paul says, hey, Feyd, you're my cousin. And Feyd says, all right, that's cool. Okay, sure, buddy. All right, that's fine. May thy knife chip and shatter. I love this quiet atmosphere, and I think the decision to leave the score out here was amazing. It feels like you're in the room. The tension is insane, and most of the time, it seems like an evenly matched fight. Even when Paul's doing these quadruple barrel roll backflips like he's Neji, 8 trigrams palm rotation. Feyd eventually does meet his demise, but still honors Paul with his final breath. One of, if not my favorite scenes in the whole movie.
Who will sit on the throne? Feyd Rautha. Harkonnen.
Feyd Rautha is a good villain. Not only is he my favorite villain in the Dune franchise, it's not even close. And that's saying a lot too, because he's not even the main villain, like I said. His motive, while nothing new, is still done really well. And as far as character goes, he's memorable and captivating every time he's on screen. Austin Butler is terrific, and every year when I make my best villains of the year list, plug for last year's video, I'd be shocked if he's not on my 2024 list. I'm gonna give Feyd Rautha an 8.
May thy knife chip and shatter.
Who's the best bald villain in movies? Now we're asking the big questions, guys. Subscribe to my second channel. I'm making that video tomorrow. It's gonna be a good one. Next villain review, I'm keeping it in 2024. I'm doing the Chameleon. I'll get to Zuko eventually. I keep saying I'm gonna do Zuko, but Chameleon's next, and then Zuko, maybe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.